Today I'm making Gochujang Glazed Pork Belly with fresh pickled radish and Sigeumchi Namul. And of course, I've got the perfect wine to pair with it. What's up everybody, Chef Glenn B and I'm back in the kitchen, and today I'm working on Gochujang Glazed Pork Belly, as that guy with the great voice mentioned in the intro. Let's get right into it. I've got my pork belly. I need to get it seasoned up, seared, and get it in the oven to roast. What I have here is I've got sesame oil, I've got some mirin and soy sauce, and obviously salt and pepper. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna salt and pepper it first. And I'm using this bowl because I don't want to let any of this liquid get away. So this is the soy sauce, mirin, and sesame oil. Rub all of that in. I'm gonna add a little avocado oil to my pan. I love using this avocado oil, such a high smoke point. Pork belly goes in the pan, fat side down. I'm gonna flip my pork belly over. So this is the side that we brown first, and it's a little dark because we use soy sauce naturally, but don't be afraid of that. You look at the other side, it's beautiful. So I've got a sheet pan here with a roasting rack. Place that in the pan. And this is gonna go in an oven. I've got the oven preheated to 325 degrees, and we're gonna roast this for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. What we're looking for is 195 degrees internal temperature. The safe temperature for this, you could eat it at 165 degrees, but what we're looking for is 195 so that this is super tender. I need to make the Sigeumchi Namul. I've got all of my ingredients, but first thing I need to do is I need to get this spinach blanched. I've got fresh spinach, and what I recommend you doing is using a bunch of spinach, fresh bunch of spinach. Don't buy the spinach in the clamshell. And I also like to take the stems off of it a little bit. There's some folks that like to leave the stems on. That's fine if that's what you do. But for me, I like to pull the stems off. It makes it a little easier to eat. So I've got my hot water going here. I'm just add a little salt to that. And I'm just gonna blanch this just for about a minute or so. Drain the spinach and into the ice water with my spinach. All right, into the towel with my spinach. Squeeze all of the water out of there. So I'm just gonna run my knife through this a couple of times. That should be good. We don't want to chop it up too much. So to my spinach, I'm gonna add some soy sauce, sesame oil, garlic, gochujang, sesame seeds, and salt. All right, let's give it a taste. That's delicious, flavorful. Wow. sesame oil. I am such a fan of sesame oil and the garlic, man. Anyway, this is delicious. All right, so let's put together this pickled radish. I'm using daikon. So I've got some rice wine vinegar, water, sugar, and a little salt. We're gonna go light on the salt and we'll taste it later. Whisk all that together. Daikon radish goes in, and we're gonna let this sit at room temperature. All right, we wanna let this sit at room temperature for about 30 minutes or so, or if you were doing this tomorrow, you could let this sit in the refrigerator overnight. But the room temperature for 30 minutes is gonna allow this to be what we call quick pickled radish. I need a glaze for my pork belly, so let's make a gochujang glaze. I'm gonna start with my gochujang. Honey. Soy sauce. Sesame oil. Garlic. Ginger, rice wine vinegar, and gochujang. I'm gonna bring this to a simmer. It's gonna simmer for 2 or 3 minutes. Let's talk about the wine that I've chosen to pair with my Gochujang Glazed Pork Belly. I've chosen the 2023 Chateau de Douai. This is a Beaujolais, and this is a 100% Gamay. Obviously, it's a French wine. Let's get some of this in the glass. So the nose is really soft. A lot of times, you know, you get a jolt of something on the nose. This is, as I stick my nose in it, it's just sort of slowly creeping up to my nose. It's just really soft on the nose. Smells really deeply fruity on the nose as well. And again, I mean, it's not harsh at all. It's just like, it's like butter wine on the nose. I mean, it smells that creamy. Wow. Let's give it a taste. I mean, other than the fact that there's deep, rich fruit on the nose, there's not a lot of floral, it's just chilling. One thing I want to point out about Beaujolais is that it's typically served a little colder than most red wines. Normally you'll pull a cab or a Pinot out of the wine refrigerator or out of the cellar, and you'll allow it to come up from cellar temperature just a little bit. This, you want to drink it right at about cellar temperature, 54 degrees, somewhere thereabouts. Let's give it a taste. Very ample fruit. Very fruit forward. And that creaminess on the nose is carrying over to the palate as well. Very smooth when it hits my palate, nothing harsh at all. Kind of buttery, as a matter of fact. There's a little butter element on the palate. Highly fruit forward. Ample acidity, soft tannins. I think that high acidity, or that ample acidity, I don't want to say high acidity because it's got just right acidity, it's not high. But the ample acidity, I think is gonna be perfect to cut through that richness of the pork belly. And the Beaujolais typically pair really well with bold, spicy Asian foods. Let's see. Pork belly's done. I'm ready to glaze it with my gochujang glaze. I'm gonna stick it back in the oven. As a matter of fact, let me get my broiler going. All right. All right, that's looking good, isn't it? That's why we're not worried about a little darkness from the soy sauce when we sear this in the pan. And we're not really searing, I call it searing, we just want to brown it a little bit, okay? We're gonna hold on to this glaze, we're gonna drizzle a little glaze on top when we get it all plated up. So I'm gonna stick this back in the oven just for a couple of minutes. I wanna get this, this glaze a little brown, a little sticky. We'll be on the way. All right, my pork belly's done and I'm ready to taste. Get right into it. That is quite tasty. Wow. This is quite enjoyable. Really, really good. I don't want to put it down. Okay, this is delicious. Let's see if it pairs with this wine. That's seamless. The low tannins, the soft tannins on this wine, and the fact that I told you from the get-go that this wine was really soft and just kind of mellow. This stuff is working perfectly. It's pairing seamlessly. But I gotta double check. Let me go back in. Spinach is delicious. That pickled radish is delicious. And that pork belly. That's good eats, my friends. Yes. That's a perfect pairing. I'm Chef Glenn, being as always, eat well.